Hi, I'm Ash from the podcast Let's Rewatch, and I'm here to talk to you about the best piece of zombie entertainment of all time, Last of Us. And no, I'm not kidding. The Last of Us is the best zombie story of all time, and this is coming not only from a zombie movie fan, but a zombie movie filmmaker. Now, just a heads up, I will be mentioning a few gameplay spoilers, so if you'd rather not hear them, feel free to skip this episode. Okay, now on to Last of Us. At the time when Last of Us came out in 2013, it did something groundbreaking that you don't often see in zombie films. It let us see the outbreak happen in real time. Usually in zombie movies, we are already past the initial outbreak, and in a post-apocalyptic world. We might see a glimpse of life before, but we usually flash forward relatively soon in the film, or comic book, or video game. But with Last of Us, we get to see what it would be like to be in our modern world when an outbreak happens. We get to see people fleeing their homes and jamming the freeways as everyone tries to escape the city. We get to live the real fear and confusion people would experience during an extreme, dare I say it, pandemic that eventually leads to their downfall. As I said, in 2013, this was groundbreaking gameplay. But I'm getting ahead of myself. To understand why Last of Us is the best piece of zombie storytelling, we have to first talk about the main character, Joel. Before the outbreak, Joel was a normal single dad who spent most of his time working to provide for his daughter Sarah. As the outbreak unfolds, we get to see Joel's dad instincts kick in, as he does everything he can to protect his daughter. We experience the outbreak as Sarah, watching her dad shoot and kill deranged neighbors breaking into their home. We get a view as Sarah from the backseat of Joel's car, as he desperately tries to find non-blocked roads out of the city. But as things heat up in the city and the car no longer seems viable, the only option is to run on foot. Since Sarah is now injured, Joel carries her as he flees from the infected horde, only to end up face to face with the military. Confused and just as disoriented as everyone else, the military responds in the worst possible way. Violence. In a scuffle, Joel is wounded, but Sarah is dead. Sarah's death is one of the most emotional moments I've ever experienced in a video game. In a very short time, the game bonds us with her by having touching moments between her and Joel, letting us experience the world through her, as her. The loss is devastating, not only to Joel, but to us as players. The game then jumps forward 20 years, and we see that now the world is truly devastated by the outbreak. What little remnants remains of civilization is heavily guarded by military. Barricades with heavily armed troops prevent anyone from entering or leaving the city. But the plot really kicks in when Joel is given a task and assigned a mission. He must escort Ellie, a young girl immune to the infection, to a hospital manned by a rebel group named the Fireflies. The Fireflies hope to create a cure from Ellie and rid the world both of the infection and extreme military rule. They hope to gain order and restore what human life used to be. The game then sweeps you away with beautifully dilapidated landscapes as Ellie and Joel make their way across the country to their destination. The environments in the game are every urban explorer's dream. Broken down brick buildings that have been claimed by ivy, endless houses to explore and loot, whole cities abandoned and left for nature to take over. The extreme details of every location leave you marveling. And it's in these beautiful locations that the game actually gives you quiet moments. Moments where Ellie and Joel connect. Moments where Joel remembers what it's like to protect someone, and Ellie discovers the value of trusting and letting other people in. These basic human moments are what make the storytelling in this game so powerful. The basic instinct to survive, but also hold on to what makes us human, resonates with you long after the gameplay. And this continues on with the zombie interactions. You can choose to engage, but often the better choice is to sneak and avoid them. Just survive and get through it with Ellie. The game lets you choose to be passive or take them on. Then, in the end, Joel is faced with that very choice. Be passive and lose something, or take them on and fight for what he holds dear. I wish I could tell you more, because I love this game so much, but I think any more would only spoil the beautiful storytelling the game weaves. And with the release of Last of Us 2, it's the perfect time to play for the first time. I'll leave you with that. I'm Ash from Let's Rewatch, and happy gaming.